Focus. The one thing that we all need while we do our work, but due to the fast-paced world, our ability to focus has vanished in thin air. You need focus for studying, you need focus for office work. Heck, you might need focus for gaming or even to watch an episode of anime. If you're struggling to focus on task at hand, the easiest and the most common way is these three: exercise, meditation, and sleep. But I will not include them in this video. I'll cover 3 experiments that you can try for few days to see if that will help you in increasing your focus. So let's get started. Number 1. Notice the little things in life. In our day-to-day life, we take most of the things for granted. You might go on a walk with headphones on and don't pay attention to the things around you. We take our surroundings for granted. We are so focused on the end goal that we forget to enjoy the little things along the way. This experiment is on noticing and acknowledging those little things in life. I'll show you a short 3-second clip. See if you can notice something. What did you notice? If you said you saw Hatsune Miku or Aqua from Konosuba, great job. The question I just asked, what did you notice, is broad and ambiguous. Different people focus on different things. In the task that you're supposed to do, there are also a lot of things that need your attention. What we tend to do is try to focus on multiple things rather than we want to focus only on one thing at a time. Let's try the same experiment, but this time I'm going to ask you to focus on one thing. It can be multiple of the same thing. For example, focus on the shirts the characters are wearing. I'll play the clip now. If I ask you what was the color of the dress the teacher was wearing who was sitting at the far left side, you are most likely to say yellow because you focused on one thing. This increases your working memory capacity as well as the ability to focus. The point of this experiment is simple. Say you're about to watch an anime. Before you start to watch, think about a thing which you want to focus on. It can be multiple things or a single thing like bottle, shirt color, hair color, object in the background, side characters, and so on. Then after you have seen the episode, try to recall as many things as you said you would focus on and be honest with yourself. For starters, I would recommend picking one object to focus on when it comes on screen. This experiment works best with anime you have already seen. You can, however, do this with anime that you have not seen, but it will rob you of the joy of watching the anime. At least that is how it was for me, but eventually you will get used to it. For more examples of this, I have written a free ebook which you can download for free, link present in the description. Number 2. The Shadow Clone Jutsu. In the Naruto anime, we have seen Naruto using his technique called Shadow Clone Jutsu, wherein he clones himself and does more of the job. We can apply a similar setup to increase focus. Of course, we can't clone ourselves or anything physically, but mentally we can create similar clones, or you can say different versions of yourself. These different versions of yourself have their own tasks to do and they cannot worry or think about anything else other than the given job. You can apply it to your studies. If you are a student, then you might have subjects which are your center of focus, like physics, mathematics, biology, and more. Say you want to learn physics. This version of you, who you have assigned the task, doesn't have to worry about biology or any other thing. Here's my version of this. You don't have to do this, but long back I did a video where I was having meeting with different versions of myself. This is also inspired by Big Bang Theory scene where Sheldon does the same thing. There is a superior version of you who takes in the reports of his other versions, and then there are different versions of myself having a meeting. I suggest starting small. Have one identity of yourself and try this. Once you are comfortable, slowly increase the number of versions. Every week or every now and then, have meetings with other versions of you. Number 3. The Manga Paradox. Once you have consumed certain number of anime, you will start to not pay attention to most of the things happening. You will be skipping over dialogues and still understand what is happening with just a few words that you hear often. In this experiment, start by reading manga, as it requires your complete attention and focus. Yeah, you can hover over the images and understand what's going on, but that's not a point here. Try to analyze each character, how they are drawn, what is happening in the background, which we take for granted. This will surely increase your focus. I would recommend starting with One Punch Man manga or Berserk if you haven't already read them. They are incredibly detailed and you have to spend a few seconds to understand the entire picture. If you want to take it up a notch, start reading light novels. You not only need to focus but also imagine what is happening simultaneously. For this, I would recommend light novels that have not been adapted into anime. Empty Box and Zeroth Maria, Wait for Me Yesterday in Spring, 3 Days of Happiness. As someone who hated reading, I understand that reading books can be boring, but whatever the books that I have recommended, those are actually really good. So if you want to start with this experiment, I highly recommend starting with these 3 books. Should you do all at the same time? Absolutely not. For starters, try experiment 1. As you watch anime anyway, you can apply it. Later, move on to experiment 2 and try for a few days. Experiment 3 is just another version of experiment 1. If you're watching more anime than manga, switch to manga for a few days. If you consume more of anime and manga, switch to light novel. You can also use experiment 2 and 3, which I have mentioned in this video, which also aid in helping you stay focused. I have created a free ebook covering more on each experiment and more tiny habits that you can adopt in your daily life to increase focus. Feel free to download it. The link is present in the description. I hope you got a few experiments to try. If you want to enjoy the process of learning using anime, click on this video. As always, subscribe to get transported into another world. Bye.